Hi everyone. In this video, I will be talking about minimum bank balance requirement for Canada tourist visa. Some people get their visa approved with low bank balance. At the same time, many of you get their visa refused even with high bank balance. What is the reason for that? In this video, we will talk about all the reasons that could affect how much bank balance you need in your bank account. Let's get started. I will talk about a lot of factors in this video and some of which will apply to you, and depending on your own situation you can calculate how much money you need in your bank account, and also in general how much money is required. I'll talk about that as well. I'll give you a estimation of how much money in general is required. So the first factor that we are going to talk about is that are you going to Canada as a tourist, or are you going to Canada to visit your family? Is somebody inviting you in Canada? So these are two very different situations. So the first one, inviter, you have an inviter in Canada who is inviting you to Canada. So in this situation what will happen is that you are, say, going to your brother. So when you are going to meet your brother, he will have his own house or wherever he is living, and you will go there, you will live with him. So this will save you a lot of money. So first money, obviously, this will save you is accommodation. You will be living with your brother. So when the visa officer will assess your situation, and even if you have, say, low bank balance, he will understand that your one cost, huge cost, accommodation cost, is saved. You will be living with your family. Again, even for food, you will be having it over there. But somebody who is a tourist, obviously, he is going to find a hotel and he is going to live there. This will increase his cost. And in this situation, he will need to have more bank balance. So, again, according to your own situation, are you a visitor or are you a tourist? Second factor is a stable bank account. So you will need to upload bank statement for the past 4 to 6 months, and it is advisable to have an increment over that period. And for example, let us say that 4 months back you had $4,000 in your bank account, and now this month you have $2,000 in your bank account. So your bank balance got reduced from 4,000 to 2,000, which means that you have lot of expenses. So if you have lot of expenses, maybe you will not be able to afford your trip to Canada. So that is why it is suggested it is better to have some increments, which means that you are saving every month. Also, one more thing, let us say that you want to get Canada visa, and you saw that your bank balance is not much. So what you did is that you took a loan from one of your friends and you deposited. Say you took loan of $10,000 and you deposited at one time. So when the visa officer will look at your bank statement, he will specifically look at that transaction, that you made a deposit of $10,000. He will understand he will understand that something is going on, because nothing was happening for the past 4 to 6 months. There was no transaction, mostly there were expenses, there were no like income coming in, and now all of a sudden there is 10,000 deposit. So something fishy is going on. You took a loan, maybe you're trying to fool the visa officer. He will understand, and this could be the reason why your visa could be refused. And this is one reason why even with people who have got high bank balance, their visa also get refused, because their bank statement is not stable. So the takeaway here should be that even if you have, say, low bank balance, but whatever, say you are getting salary, so every month you are getting salary in your account, and every month there is some expense from your account. But at the end of the day, you have a decent bank balance. That is better. But say you are not getting any salary or any income from anywhere, and whatever balance you have, you are just spending it, and then all of a sudden one day you deposited a huge sum in your bank account. So this is not right, and this could be the reason why your visa could get refused. Third factor is length of stay. It is obvious that if you're going for a long period of time, you will need more bank balance. And if you're going for a short period of time, you will need less bank balance. So a 2 month visit, you will need more bank balance. A 2 week visit, you will need less bank balance. So again, according to your own situation, you should be able to decide how much money you need if you're going for 2 month visit or 2 week visit. Don't worry, at the end of this video, I'll talk about the calculation part. I'll tell you how much exactly you may need. Next factor is good salary. So if even if you have say less bank balance, but if you have good salary, then you are able to generate income. And if you are able to generate income, good income, which means that you will be able to save some money, and you will be able to finance your trip to Canada. And in this case, even with less bank balance, you may be able to get your visa. So again, this is one of the reasons again that some people with low bank balance, they still get visa. Some people with high bank balance, they are not able to get visa. Similarly, even if say you have a lot of bank balance but you are jobless, maybe the visa officer will refuse your visa because you are jobless. See, whether you get visa or not depends to a great extent on how good your profile is. So, being employed, having a good travel history, so these are things that build your profile, and these helps you in getting visa. So, with being jobless, you will need more bank balance if you want to get this visa. Next factor that I'm going to talk about is having good travel history. By good travel history, I mean that you have traveled to multiple countries. And if you have traveled to multiple countries, if the visa officer sees that yes, you have traveled to multiple country and you always return back to your home country. So one reason why the visa generally get refused is that visa officer is thinking that this guy will not return to his home country. And if you have a history of going back to your home country after your vacation or your trip, so the visa officer will know that this guy has traveled a lot and he has always returned to his home country. And even if I give him visa, he will still return to his home country after his vacation or trip. So in this case, even with low bank balance, you can still get visa. But somebody who has no travel history, and if he has low bank balance, then him getting visa is really difficult. So if you want to get Canada visa or US visa, it is advisable to travel at least to your neighboring countries, because this will again build your profile and this will make it easier for you to get this visa. Now we'll do maths and we'll calculate how much bank balance you need. But before I do that, let me quickly talk about if you're traveling alone, you will need less bank balance. And if you're traveling with family, obviously you will need more bank balance. Now I'll try to break down how much expense you may incur in Canada, and depending on that, we'll calculate how much bank balance you need to show. So the first expense that I'm going to talk about is hotel expense. So in general, you can assume that you will spend $80, and if you are going there for a week visit, say let us say 7 days, so you will spend $560 in hotel, and in Indian currency, this is roughly 35,000. Your food cost, let us say that every day you are spending $40. In a week, you will spend $280, 17,500 in INR. And your flight expense, this could be different for different countries. So you can do the maths on your own. So I have calculated roughly 3,500, and in Indian currency, 2,10,000. So based on these amounts, I have calculated that you can spend 4 to 5 thousands for your 1 week visit in Canada, which is 2,62,500 in Indian rupees. My advice would be that you need to show double this amount. If you are a single person, you need to show at least $7 to $8,000 to be on the safe side. You can get a visa in $5,000 also. That is not an issue. You can even get in $4,000. That is not an issue. But to be on the safe side, I would suggest anything above 7,000, $8,000. It should be good if you have a good profile. If you have a bad profile, again, even $10,000 may not be enough and they may refuse your visa. You know, like now, the reasons why your visa could get refused. You have, say, you are unemployed, your bank balance is not stable, so nothing was happening in your bank account, and then one day you deposited $10,000. So these are the reasons why your visa could get refused. And also, one more reason, say you upload your income tax return, you're not paying a lot of tax to the government. So the visa officer, when he'll look at how much tax you have paid, he will understand that, hey, this guy is not paying a lot of tax. How come he has so much saving in his bank account? So again, there should be some consistency in how much tax you're paying and how much savings you have if you are uploading your income tax return. So these are all the factors. If you carefully analyze them, if you see them, if this, you can also work on your profile. So anybody can work on your profile. So all the factors that I've talked about, you can work on them. So with this, I'll end this video. If you have any questions, obviously you can reach out to me.